The Inform Racing Betting Tissue Tool is a piece of value betting software that allows you to choose any of your chosen speed ratings or form criteria and use these to calculate your own betting odds. You can then compare these to the bookmakers' prices and then consistently find horses which are overpriced so that you're only betting at value. You can work out the odds for a full day's racing in seconds, and you can use the betting tissue tool to create your own ratings. If you back horses at 3 to 1 when they really should be priced at 6 to 1 or 7 to 1, then ultimately you will lose money long term. However, if you back horses at 6 to 1, 7 to 1 or even bigger when they really should be priced at 3 to 1, then you will guarantee yourself long-term profits. So once you log into Inform Racing, you'll see the betting tissue tool link. And unfortunately, today is the 1st of May and we're in the middle of the COVID-19 epidemic. So there is no racing today. But the great thing about the betting tissue tool is that you can use it to go back and look over past racing and past results. So we chose the 12th of February. The ratings and form box, this is where you select the criteria that you think are the most important that should go into calculating the true odds of a horse. So at the top you have all of the speed ratings, all of the horse form, any number can be chosen, as many or as few as you like, going criteria, and then jockey and trainer form. All of these can be added to the box above or removed, or added and removed from the box at any time. These are then calculated so that the positions of each horse compared to the other horses in the race are ranked, and these are then used to calculate the tissue prices. So we're going to look at a race in the 12th of February today. I've chosen this criteria here. I've got the average speed rating, the number of course wins, the number of distance wins, the wins at today's class or percentage or higher, and the win at today's going, which we're going to look at a race at Southwell on the standard going. So once you've chosen your criteria, click Build Tissue, and this opens up all of the races on the day. You can then click Expand, and this will open up every race for you. Click Collapse to close them again, or you can open any race and look at each race individually. I'm going to look at the race in the 5 o'clock at Southwell. Okay, so the ratings in blue, the numbers in blue, these are the speed ratings or form criteria that we chose previously in the box above. These are all shown in blue, and they are ranked depending on the number of runners. So as there was 9 runners in this race, the highest ranking goes to the horse with the highest number in each column. So in this case, the highest is 9, second highest is 8. There's 2 of them here on 8, 6, 5, 4, etc. down. You can then decide how you want to calculate the percentage chance of each horse. So I have the default setting is to multiply the ranks, but you can choose to add the ranks, add the blue numbers, or multiply the blue numbers. So I'm choosing to multiply the rankings. This means that what we have is 6 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 8 gives 24,192. Each horse is ranked to give its overall number, and this is the total number of the rankings together. Then we have a percentage chance. This is the percentage of each horse compared to the rank total race. And on this instance, we are saying that using the form criteria that we consider to be important, and you can play around with these and choose any that you like. On this occasion, these are what we've chosen. The horse at the top, Piazon, we are saying it has a 32.6% chance of winning this race. This equates to just better than 2 to 1, or a decimal price of 3. As you can see, the actual forecast price is 12 to 1. So we have Piazon as much shorter, because what we have done is we have looked into the race in more detail than the bookmakers. The bookmakers know that punters will be lazy and will expect horses with poor form figures or a poor trainer and jockey to be priced at a bigger odds. However, you can now calculate far more accurate odds using the betting tissue tool. Once you've got your tissue prices, and these are by default sorted with the favourite at the top, you can see the minimum BSP number in green. This is the minimum BSP, or minimum decimal price, that we want to be taking on each of these horses. And this is calculated by increasing the tissue price by whatever number you decide to choose. This is the minimum BSP multiplier number, and you can play around with this number as much as you like, but I have this set to 1.5. So this means that we are going to take our tissue price and multiply it by 1.5 or increase it by 50% to make sure that we gain even more value than what our calculation tells us. So the tissue price for Piazon is 3.07, just over 2 to 1. And we are saying before we back this horse, we want at least 4.6. Another example, Warriors Valley, we suggest the tissue price should be 11.79. Times this by 1.5, we want at least 17.68 before we back this horse. If you can be reasonably accurate with your selection of form and speed criteria, then and back only horses where you get the minimum BSP, you will guarantee yourself value betting. Now, as this was a previous race, we can now look at the BSP and the position of the horses. The additional fields column, these have other form criteria as well, and all of these can be chosen at any time to show this information to the right hand side of the output sheet below. But when there is a race, and once you've got a result, you can look at the BSP, you could choose the BSP place price, and the BSP position. BSP position and SP position show the same position, but they highlight in pink the horses that were placed using the Betfair place rules or the bookmakers place rules. So we've chosen BSP and BSP position. We now rebuild the tissue, go back to the 5 o'clock, and we can see that the BSP of the horse that we suggested should be the 2 to 1 favourite won the race at a BSP of 11. The horses highlighted in yellow, these are the horses where the minimum BSP was bigger than the BSP, the BSP was bigger than the minimum BSP. So there were 2 horses in this race, and Piazon won at a BSP of 11. Now, this BSP was greater than double the minimum BSP. You won't always get double, but in this instance, using the criteria that I chose here, looking into far more detail and comparing each runner in the race using the same form details, we came up with a horse that we considered should have been the 2 to 1 favourite. It was forecast at 12 to 1, and it won the race at 11s. The possible reason why the horse was forecast at 12 to 1 is that Piazon's recent form figures were 6, 6, 7, 6. It was trained by relatively unknown trainer Julia Brooke and was ridden by an apprentice, Harrison Shaw. The horse the bookies had in as the favourite, 13 to 8 favourite, Jorvik Prince, had recent form figures of 1, 5, 1, so it won twice in its last 3 races. It was trained by top all-weather trainer Mick Appleby, and was ridden by Alistair Rawlinson, who rides a lot of horses for Mick Appleby, especially on the all-weather. So the bookies all know that generally punters will look at the form figures of 6, 6, 7, 6. An unknown trainer will expect the horse to be put in at 12 to 1. They'll look at Jorvik Prince. It's won twice in its last 3 races. Top trainer on the all-weather. It's going to be put in at 13 to 8. Punters will accept these prices. But now using the betting tissue tool, you can choose your own form and speed ratings criteria, rank every horse compared to each other in the race, calculate the true percentage chance of each horse to give you your own tissue prices, and then increase these tissue prices to ensure that you are gaining even greater value on every bet, and then only back a horse when the BSP is greater than your minimum BSP. This will ensure you only bet to value and can guarantee yourself long-term profits.